the sweltering summer of 1518, in the city of Strasbourg, a woman named Frau Trophia stepped out of her house and began to dance. Not a dance of joy or celebration, but a frantic, relentless jig that she couldn't stop. There was no music, just the sound of her feet pounding the cobblestones, her face a mask of exhaustion and confusion. This was just the beginning. Within a week, dozens more had joined her. Within a month, the number swelled to over 400. Men, women, and even children were caught in this bizarre, unstoppable dance marathon. They danced day and night, their bodies racked with spasms, their feet bleeding and swollen. They weren't enjoying it. Eyewitness accounts from the time described their faces filled with fear and desperation. They cried out for mercy, begged to be stopped, but their limbs kept moving, as if controlled by an unseen puppeteer. The city authorities were baffled. At first, they thought it was a case of hot blood, a medical theory of the time. Their initial prescription was bizarre. They decided the afflicted simply needed to dance it out. They cleared out guild halls, set up a wooden stage in the open market, and even hired professional musicians to play pipes and drums, hoping to help the dancers burn off this strange energy. But this only made things worse. The relentless music seemed to fuel the frenzy, encouraging even more people to join the macabre spectacle. The scene must have been surreal and terrifying. Hundreds of people, jerking and twirling uncontrollably, their bodies glistening with sweat under the hot sun. They collapsed from exhaustion, heart attacks, and strokes. It's estimated that at its peak, the dancing plague claimed up to 15 lives per day. The city's chronicles, sermons, and official documents from that period all confirm this strange and deadly event. A physician named Paracelsus, who visited Strasbourg years later, studied the outbreak and wrote about Frau, suggesting her dance was a kind of involuntary act, perhaps triggered by some personal despair or psychological distress. So what caused this mass hysteria? For centuries, historians and scientists have debated the cause of the dancing plague. One of the most popular theories is ergot poisoning. Ergot is a mold that grows on damp rye, which was a staple food. This fungus contains psychoactive chemicals similar to LSD, and consuming contaminated bread could cause convulsions, hallucinations, and muscle spasms. This could explain the involuntary movements and the hallucinatory state of the dancers. However, this theory has its flaws. While ergot poisoning does cause spasms, it typically doesn't lead to the coordinated, dance-like movements described in the accounts. Also, it often restricts blood flow, making such prolonged physical exertion nearly impossible. Another compelling explanation points to mass psychogenic illness, also known as mass hysteria. The people of 1518 lived in a world of extreme hardship. Strasbourg was plagued by famine, disease, and poverty. The psychological stress was immense, superstition was rampant, and many believed in divine curses and demonic possession. One local legend involved a saint, Saint Vitus, who was said to punish sinners by inflicting a dancing curse upon them. It's possible that the extreme stress, combined with these deeply held superstitious beliefs, created a perfect storm for a mass psychological breakdown. Frau Trophia's dance might have acted as a trigger, a public display of distress that resonated with the shared anxieties of the community, spreading like a contagion of the mind. In Tuesday, people might have entered a trance-like state, where the belief that they were cursed to dance became a self-fulfilling prophecy. This wasn't an isolated incident. Similar dancing manias were reported across Europe from the 7th to the 17th centuries, though the 1518 event in Strasbourg was the largest and best documented. In 1374, another major outbreak occurred along the Rhine River, with thousands affected. Each time, the phenomenon appeared suddenly and vanished just as mysteriously. Despite our modern understanding of psychology and neuroscience, the dancing plague of 1518 remains one of history's most baffling and unsettling mysteries. Was it a physical ailment caused by a poison, or a psychological contagion born of fear and desperation? The historical accounts are clear that something extraordinary happened, but the true cause is likely a complex mix of factors we may never fully untangle. The dancers of Strasbourg have long since turned to dust, but their silent, frantic dance echoes through history, a chilling reminder of how fragile the human mind can be and the strange dark paths it can sometimes lead us down. Thank you for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, please hit the like button and subscribe for more dives into the strange and unexplained corners of history. See you next time.